Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Cheating on my husband with 2 men. I've been married to my husband for 5 years and our marriage is full of life and love. The sex is amazing and he is very kind and supportive. I want to spend the rest of my life with him, but I've made a huge mistake. For context, my husband is really smart, like sometimes it's creepy. He can recognize patterns and use them to predict what will happen or what has happened, and knows a little about everything. He doesn't talk much except with me and close friends. He is a computer engineer and works for a well-known company, name withheld, and he has supported me and also helped me get a high-paying job, so I've never lacked anything in our relationship. I'm bisexual and he lets me sleep with other women but not men. He said if it happens with a woman it's fine, and I've slept with a bunch of women and I always tell him, and he says it turns him on, but to clarify, it's not a fantasy thing. He has never asked for pictures or to join. So a few weeks ago there was a party at work. It was hosted in a hotel and all my colleagues were there. I asked my husband to come with me, but he said he was tired and wanted to sleep, so I went alone. I have these 2 male colleagues. They both have always flirted with me and made passes at me in the office, but I don't think much about it because they know I am married, but they are both so hot. So as the night progressed, after having a couple of drinks, and I started dancing with them and they were touching and groping me, it felt good, so I didn't tell them to stop, and it just happened so fast. We went upstairs and I had sex with the both of them. I felt so guilty about it and I got dressed and went home. When I got home I sat in my car for about 20 minutes trying to muster up the courage to face my husband. Wasn't planning on telling him. I went in and he was asleep. I was so scared because my gut is telling me that he knows. The next morning he got up really early and told me that he is going on a work trip and has been gone for 2 weeks now. I think he knows and he is planning his revenge. He is the type that avoids confrontation, so he prefers revenge, and I'm so scared because I don't know what he is going to do. He is so unpredictable when he gets angry. No, I'm not scared he'll hurt me or assault me, but he could make me lose my job and everything. I don't know what to do. Edit, I think he knows. Crying face. Our mutual friend Sally was acting weird today. I went to see Sally and subtly started talking about my husband and his trip. Sally got weird and was just deflecting. I think I'm going to look for the hotel he's staying at and go see him. Really, do you think anyone would care for what will happen to cheater? What the duck is wrong with you? Your husband has a good job, gives you a higher paying job too, is respectful, and this is what you do? Goddamn. Right? She doesn't even care about her husband at all in any way whatsoever. All I read is not wanting to get caught, and wondering if she should do it again. She belongs to the streets, not in a relationship. I need a shower after reading her post. She needs serious therapy. Can't make a wife out of a hoe keeps going through my head. She gets to have as much sex as she wants with women, but it's not enough. She needs her ass kicked. No. It didn't just happen. You made choice after choice. This is on you and you alone. Own what you did. Stop saying it just happened. Disgusting. Sounds fake to me. If it isn't fake, I hope his revenge is glorious and devastating all at the same time. Like you and your satyrs lose your jobs and he follows through for years blocking your, and their, every effort at getting work. Then again, I think he is stupid/naive for allowing your same-sex romps, because that obviously made you feel entitled to do anything you want with impunity. Sounds fake to me too. Should have thought about it before leaving for the party. I wasn't planning to cheat, it just happened. Crying face, crying face. Cheating never just happens. You made a series of choices leading to it. Whatever comes your way now, you deserve it. Get ready for consequences. And it wasn't just one, but 2 guys. No, it didn't. This dismissive, I had no control mentality is why you're here in the first place. You made a series of decisions that put you in a position to cheat and either put your husband out of mind intentionally or lacked the impulse control to put your relationship above your compulsions. Never mind the incredibly one-sided sweet deal you had going, or the constant indulgence of your whims. You owe him the truth, and you also owe him space and time to heal. You've been selfish enough. I bet she feels she hasn't been selfish. I bet she's the hero of the story in her mind. Yep, it just happened. Your legs magically opened and you ducked two guys. I know, but you knew what you were getting into without him being there too. It didn't just happen. You already said you were sober, so you knew what you were doing. Like many guys, you let your little head do the thinking, and now look at the mess it created. You got horny and wet and wanted to get railed by two hot guys and let it happen. You could have stopped at any point before a cock or pussy was touched. What's worse is that you seem to get plenty of sex from women outside your marriage already, but you got greedy. Strap-on sex wasn't good enough, I guess, huh? It just happened? Oh, what, they tripped and their dicks fell in your vagina? Grow the hell up. It did not just happen. This person is a troll. I'm calling this a fake post. Life is all about choices. All choices will have benefits and consequences. Was the benefit of group sex worth sacrificing your relationship? From what I have read, it appears the consequences will outweigh the benefits. It wasn't really about the group sex, like I said, it just happened. I need solutions. Sex with two men doesn't just happen. You drank with men you find attractive, and when they started advances on you, you didn't turn them down. It wasn't a mistake and it didn't just happen. You chose for it to happen. Also, are you still working there? Probably should immediately tell your superiors what happened and quit. Would show your husband at least a little respect. I still work there and both of them have been asking for another session. I don't know what to do. Okay, that's it. Whatever revenge your husband is planning, you deserve. Why do you think it's okay to still work there? And you even still have contact with the two men you cheated with? The fact that you haven't quit or at least cut them off shows you don't feel bad for your husband and are open to the idea again. You talk about how it just happened so quickly and you got caught up, but what if your husband did that to you? How would you feel? And you still haven't even been honest with him. The longer you wait, the harder it is going to be and more it will hurt him. The fact that you're saying I don't know what to do instead of I immediately told them never again says so much about you, and none of it is very pretty. Is this who you want to be? All you had to say was no. Say duck no and I am sorry it ever happened. Smiley face. Don't know what to do, say no if you have any respect and want to try to save your marriage. And to top it off, you don't know what to do. Wow. Just ducking, wow. You want solutions to get back with your hubby while mulling over another 3 ways. Please post an update as to the revenge your husband gets. Would love to hear that. Go for another session of fun before game over. If he is really smart like you said, he can destroy your world and you can't do anything about it. I know that, and that's what I want to avoid. He calls me every day on the phone. He must call you and act normal to keep you in the dark. You have to know what is he up to try avoiding it with someone like that. It will be very difficult. Solutions? Come clean and hope for the best. I mean, you obviously got too comfortable because he let you sleep around with other women. Are you going to let him have a couple of threesomes? The problem is lack of respect. Don't be what everyone is calling you to come clean and really get therapy. What goddamn solutions do you think there are to this shit show that you caused? There are none. He's going to find out if you tell him or not. You were seen and someone will rat you out. I hope that they did it while you were getting dicked down. Jesus, what a twad of slime you are. I hope you and those others are fired. Then he'll know for sure, then won't he? Stop saying it just happened. You admit you were sober and that they are really hot, so you were horny and let them duck the crap out of you for hours. The solution is to never let it happen again if you wanna stay married. If you can't control yourself when a hot guy shows you his dick, then get a divorce. And tell your husband what happened. You're probably getting a divorce, so be prepared. If you wanna keep him, I suggest that as soon as he walks through the door, get on your knees and drain his balls. Wake up BJs, get home BJs, beg for anal whenever he's around, be his 3-hole free use slut from now on, and who knows. Here's a solution: confess and divorce this man so he has a chance at a decent second half of life. Mom, first off, stop saying it just happened. Everybody on this forum knows it doesn't just happen. You are lying to yourself and everyone here. But I digress. You really have only one option, and that is to confess and throw yourself onto the mercy of the court. Husband, this is no longer about you, it's about the BS and what direction he wants to go. I like how she's worried about if he's gonna get her fired, but not him divorcing or leaving her, man face palming. Or the devastation she will put on his very soul. Narcissist. I said my job and everything. He would destroy my life, and of course I don't want to lose him. You deserve to be alone with cats. What? For her to cuddle with dogs when the cats aren't there? Good one. You am laughing my ass off. Come on man. The cats deserve better. As he should. I kicked my first wife out by throwing her stuff out into his front yard. I was working out of town and she didn't know I found out. Thanks Dad. Well, right now he is not destroying anything. You destroyed it. You will have to make a choice, your job or your marriage. That is if he is willing to work on the marriage. But you will never be able to keep both. The fact you have a one-sided open marriage is indicative that you have a self-esteem/attention issue in and of itself, and now that you hit a boundary, you crossed it because you never actually managed said issue, just indulged it. The only fault he has is in not knowing that such a self-feeding issue would snowball. And now you indulge yourself again. You have full control of your choices and need to consciously own that. You had an exceptionally sweet deal in your relationship, and despite it, you needed to push for more. You need professional guidance above Reddy's pay grade, and you also need to come clean and at least after the fact show some respect to your other. Hard to tell if this is a true story or not. I am leaning toward not true. If there were more detail, it usually helps to discern if fake or not. But being so cryptic, who knows? If it is true. Never drink alcohol ever again and change jobs. Stop sleeping with anyone other than your partner. Sorry, but how you wrote this was not an accident for me. Internally you planned it, looks like long ago, otherwise you would not write they are both so hot. Do me tell him everything and let him decide if he will keep you or will kick you out. Prepare for the worst, that he will kick your cheating ass out. I would do it. You get what you deserve. Confess now and beg him for forgiveness. Your husband is only your backup guy. You don't love him, you just use him. You don't want to tell him because you are afraid to lose your job. Come on. You have all your fun at work. That's the only thing you care. You sound like quite the whore. This kind of person is just pathetic. You made your bed, lay on it. What if you got pregnant? You will make your husband sign the paper. Just happened, Lamau. You're a horrible wife. That is an insult to horrible wives. This was so far out of bounds, man, I can't even comprehend. She could take lessons in etiquette from horrible wives to improve herself. Horrible slut is more suitable, ick. So a few damn drinks and you give up the ass. You are a cheap hoe ass idiot. You do know that your job is over because you are talking around the office of cheap you are. Just give him a divorce because you dishonored your marriage. If it was that damn easy, you will do it again. Apparently you didn't have that much to drink, to feel bad right afterwards and to drive home. Just admit you a low-life hoe and walk away. So you're married to a very understanding man who allows you to explore your bisexuality without guilt, with the only caveat that you tell him and you don't sleep with other men. And then you do the one fun thing that this very compassionate man asked you not to do. And your first concern is what he's going to do to you? I think you need to take a deep look at yourself. There are very few partners that will let their so do what you do without jealousy. This man loves you so much that he's giving you that freedom which BTW comes with, an extraordinary amount of trust. And then you basically destroy that in one night with not one but two men. He would be an absolute idiot to come back. If it were me, I would wait till you went to work and move my shit out. The issue is not what he's going to do to you. It's what you're going to do for him. If he's stupid enough to try to reconcile with you, you have to do all the work, not him. And if he decides to drop you like a hot tamale, then at least let him go without it turning into a drag-out fight. You can't be that scared of him because you weren't afraid to have an orgy. Edit, I think he knows, crying face. Our mutual friend Sally was acting weird today. I went to see Sally and subtly started talking about my husband and his trip. Sally got weird and was just deflecting. Hopefully, your mutual friend Sally is a part of his revenge. He deserves someone who is loyal to him. You aren't that person, maybe she can be. And, her edit shows she learned nothing from the comments either. This chick is a dumpster fire. She's so dirty she'd sully the streets. Maybe Sally is acting weird because your husband was hiding in her bedroom. Work trip. Working on Sally maybe. Caught my wife 24F of 2 years about to cheat with my 30 meters, best friend 30 meters. Infidelity. To try and make this as short as I can, first a little background info. I met my wife, let's call her Jess, 6 to 7 years ago. Been friends, never anything more until we both got out of really bad relationships. We were there for each other and all that. We became closer and eventually started dating. Dated for little over a year. Then she got pregnant. We had a boy, and decided to get married shortly after. Everything was going well. I know we are both at fault. I had trust issues after we had been together for a while. She told me about her past and her last 2 BFs she cheated on. I completely trusted her up to that point, and that shook me, but I tried to not let it affect anything. Jess has a long history of depression, anxiety, agoraphobia, along with being raped by her uncle. These were things that I was helping her with while seeing a therapist. To my part of the downfall of all of this, my family has a long history of depression. Never knew any of this until just a couple nights ago. I never knew it was getting worse with me, cause everyone chalked up my personality changing to the fact I work 2 jobs, 6 days a week. My wife really only works weekends, occasionally a few hours during the week. I am currently seeking help dealing with it and getting over her past. Now for my friend Tim. Long before me and Jess ever got together, Tim made many attempts to come between Jess and her BF at the time. Jess shot him down and blocked his phone number and all social media. I never knew any of this until after me and Jess were together. When we'd have barbecues or gatherings, Tim would always be standoffish and ignore her. When we announced that Jess was pregnant, the only thing he had to say was need a coat hanger. He then followed that up by talking shit to everyone about Jess. We had a blow up and never spoke for just under 2 years. Come last Christmas, he wrote us both apology notes, and we sat down and talked, sorted everything out. Now Tim has been known to get in between relationships. Happened at least twice now. I told Jess that I've known Tim since I was 6, he's not over you. As time goes over the next 3 to 4 months, my workload increases a lot. This took time away from me and my wife, which Tim took up that opportunity to talk more to Jess. I started having issues with it when she would be ill till 12 AM, talking him and texting him non-stop all day, ignoring our son. I told her after looking at the phone bill and seeing that she's texted him 1,500 times in 4 days that things need to change. They never did. Wherever we went, she would be right there texting him. My suspicions grew that this was more than friendly talking until last night when they went out together for driving lessons with my wife that would take only a couple hours. They left at 2, and by the time 10 PM came around I got suspicious. I used the Find My iPhone app and saw where they had parked the car. A known spot to hook up at. So I decided to investigate. Opened up his car door and they were both naked in his back seat. I'd gotten there right before anything worse happened. I'm pissed, cops come, I tell Tim to stay away and never contact any of us again. We go back home, wife feels like shit and is a mess, I'm lost and not sure what to do. I told her we will do marriage counseling and see a therapist for each of us. This turned out longer than I wanted, but the venting helps. I guess right now I just want outsider's perspective. I love my wife still, but is this worth fixing? TLDR wife cheated, I cuffed them right before it was going to happen. Not sure where to go now. 8 hours alone, and you just caught them before the act? Doesn't matter. She's been cheating for a while. Probably physically, definitely emotionally. You need to take some time away from this and figure out if you want to save this or not. Can you forgive her? You will always have a relationship with her to co-parent your child, but you don't have to have a romantic relationship with her to be a good father. You need to have some time away from her, a few days, to get your head on straight, and make some very important decisions. This. And caught before the act? Do you really think that? If they were alone for 8 hours, it was more likely you caught them before round 3. He must seriously be in denial. Come on, 1,500 texts in 4 days. She's been ducking him since before that. From this little post I would hope he's not this naive. I would think that this post is either fake as shit, or exaggerated in a lot of spots. How does a fellow ignore 1,500 posts in 4 days' time? Call her out, then shrug it off, and then give an opportunity/okay on her being alone with the guy, then ignore the fact that they were gone for 8 hours alone together? Not to mention the neglected child, fact that it appeared to be blown off that the friend said they should use a coat hanger on their kid. The friend is known to duck with relationships, and he even told his wife that the friend wanted her still, and the op knew him for a lot of years. This story either shows a willful ignorance and uncaring, a really stupid man, or is made the duck up to impress the interwebs. How does a fellow ignore 1,500 posts in 4 days' time? Assuming 8 hours of sleep per night, that's one text every 2.5 minutes all day long. That's insane. This is probably the most underappreciated comment in the thread. That's not quite right. A text message has a character limit. If any emojis are used, depending on the phone, that limit can be cut in half. I believe 160 characters is average text for most carriers. Bold font is 160 characters. Right, 8 hours alone when he knew the whole time he could check her location? It must be fake, ducking Jenny. I caught them right before it was going to happen. It's amazing the lies we tell ourselves so we can make it through the day. She's cheating. Emotionally and physically. You deserve better from a wife and from a friend. Nope. She gots to go. Probably the lie she told him in this case. He still needs to lie to himself to believe it. 8 hours together and they were only going to seal the deal in the final 20 minutes. What do you talk about when you text someone 375 times in one day? That's once every 2.5 minutes. For 16 hours straight. If you are texting someone that much without ducking them, I am curious what you say that takes 1,500 texts in 4 days. This guy is in horrible denial and this relationship will probably only lead to more of the same pain. She can't be trusted even when her child's welfare and her entire life is on the line. Someone who only works some weekends and lets their partner work 2 jobs, 6 days a week, while ignoring their kid to text the dude they are ducking on the side is a legendary piece of shit. I agree completely. I just think it's easier to sell it to yourself if she offers the lie in the first place, though that doesn't make it better. Gots to go. The friend has to bounce-a-roo. How can you be friends with someone since the age of 6 that jokes about your GF/fiancé aborting your child and actively tries for years to hook up with her/other chicks in relationships? This right here, she's not going to stop. Even if she did, you'll most likely never trust her again. It'll just be painful to stay with her. You need to get out of that situation. Best of luck. Clearly not worth fixing. She wants to sleep with the guy who suggested she needs a coat hanger when she was pregnant with your child. What the duck is wrong with her? What's wrong with you for even trying to fix that? Indeed. I find the lack of self-respect by ops in this sub disturbing. You waited 8 hours for something that should have only taken a few at most. I wouldn't have when I already expected something. Your wife feels like shit because she got busted buck-ass naked in a car with another guy, not because she cheated. She feels awful because you saw it all with your own eyes and she can't spin her way out of it. 1,500 texts in 4 days. She was cheating emotionally, that is easy to see. Have you read the texts? If you do, I bet you see where they have already had the physical cheating before you caught them parked. Your best friend is not your friend at all. You told him not to contact either of you again. Thankfully you didn't, but I would have broke his ducking jaw. Think that is going to stop him? It won't. They will find a way to talk or see each other. Especially since she doesn't work during the week. Are you going to monitor her at all times? You going to lock her in a cage while you are at work? You state you work 2 jobs and she only works weekends. Wanna bet she hasn't done this guy in your house already? Probably your bed? You are 30 and she is 24. She has already cheated on you. You are her husband and the father of her child. Tell yourself what you need to, but odds are she will cheat again. Duck, she already told you she cheated on her last 2 boyfriends. She cannot commit. She will not commit. You are her moneymaker and will be after the divorce too, because she will spend your child support on whatever she wants. I hope you get custody. I don't want to jump on the get a divorce train, but the fact is you are just spinning your wheels. There is nothing counseling can do. She doesn't want to change. She is a self-admitted whore. Cheated on her last 2 boyfriends and now has added husband to the cheated on / ducked over list. And it was with your best friend who has a thing for her. He won't stop coming after her, she won't stop letting him, it will happen again. And even if you go beat the ever-loving duck out of this other guy, which I would have done, she will just find another guy to cheat with. Don't waste your money on a counselor. Take that money to a divorce attorney and spend it right. This pain you are feeling now will be nothing compared to how it will feel later when you catch her again. Divorce the whore and go find someone you deserve. Edit, spelling. I think your depression is clouding your judgment on your wife and best friend. They aren't worth it. They've probably been having this affair for some time, at least emotionally. If you had not confronted them, it would have continued. They don't care about your feelings. See a counselor for yourself, period. Learn how to avoid such shitty people. She told you she cheated in past relationships. She cheated in this one. She'll cheat again. Focus on yourself and your emotional health for you and your kid. Ouch. I'm sorry, Ob. That has to hurt. It's not like he's some random guy she met at the grocery store, and it doesn't sound like she was drunk. Not that these are viable excuses. With all of the texting and phone calls, it sounds like the emotional affair has been going on for a while. You already made up your mind to try and fix things by telling her you're doing marriage counseling and therapy. Is it going to be worth the effort? Only time will tell. I know that's probably not as direct of an answer as you might have wanted, but I'm sure some other editors will have the throw her the duck out option covered. Best of luck to you, Ob. Update: after having a day with just me and my son, I've decided that the marriage is over. This is something that no amount of therapy can fix. Thank you to all for the advice. I've read and reread every comment. And these are 2 very toxic people that I do not need in my life or my son's. I plan on fighting for custody of my boy. And I know for 110% he is mine because we share a hereditary disease. I never planned on having kids because of this, but it's something that's treatable and easy to manage. As for an STD test, absolutely going to happen. And for the people that think this is a fake story, I wish like hell it was. This has been a nightmare for me, and getting a lawyer, more therapy, is only going harder on me, but must be done for my son. He's the most important part of my life now, and I'll do whatever I have to make sure he's well taken care of and surrounded by nothing but love. Partner of 10 years with best friend of 14 years. Need support. TW, suicide attempt. I found out my partner of 10 years had been continuously ducking my best friend of 14 years behind my back last November. It started because I got very suddenly ill, and still suffer with chronic pain. So he wasn't getting enough sex and attention. And I wasn't being nice enough. I decided to try to work through it. I asked him to join anger management, therapy, and to find a couples counselor. He did none of that. Then less than a week ago I went out front to find them together outside smoking. He thought I was asleep, shut my bedroom door, and snuck out through the garage. I moved out the next day. Then, I tried to overdose and failed. Woke up, went to work, and the next night got pulled off of a bridge by multiple police and an EMT. I stayed in the hospital overnight, and will start an intensive outpatient therapy program tomorrow. He told my sister I was lying about the suicide attempts and even being in the hospital, even though she, my 2 other sisters, and stepmom all called me while I was in there. I live away from my family. He wouldn't answer the phone, so I had to have my manager pick me up from the hospital. And now my co-workers are all taking turns babysitting me and essentially having me on suicide watch. My whole family is so shocked because he always adored me. I realize now it was an obsession and his obsession has moved on. He won't talk to me directly, we're having to navigate custody through his mother. Thinks my pain is fake. And just doesn't care about me at all. After all these years. My heart hurts so bad. I've never lived on my own. I've never known an adult life without him in my corner. I still feel hopeless and worthless, but now that my head is over the initial trauma, no, I have to continue on for our 7-year-old daughter. She is visiting grandparents right now, thankfully, and doesn't even know she's coming home to her whole life being turned upside down. I know it's true, but my brain can't process it. Everything hurts so bad. I just want him to hold me and tell me he loves me and that everything will be okay. But it doesn't feel like nothing will ever be okay again. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I am smoking 2 packs a day. And while this is happening, they're playing house together. How can it ever be okay again? Go to therapy, you really need it. You can overcome this situation for sure, with time, effort in therapy, doing some meditation, maybe doing some physical exercises. You are still attached to him, cause you've spent too much time with him, and this takes some time to heal after a breakup, but you definitely can overcome the sadness about this situation. Go full therapy cause this will really help you. Thank you. I have an intake for a program at 8:30 a.m., mostly because everyone in my life is not letting me avoid it. Be consistent about it, okay? Don't seek motivation cause it's easy to lose it, but motivation is not the key, because motivation sooner or later always fades away. You need to be consistent, and keep going, even if you are not so excited to do it, because it's your mental health that it's at risk here. Even if you don't want to at first, you need this to overcome your emotional trauma. And don't rush things. This will take some time, will not be so fast, but therapy really helps. You can also do some gym if you can, and do some meditation. There's many videos on YouTube teaching how to do it. You'll get better, it's just a matter of time. Any chance you can move closer to your family and file for divorce there? He's awful, but gosh, your ex-best friend is a horrible human being too. Read why does he do that? And the body keeps the score. Your best approach is to grey rock and 180 from this point and make him a complete stranger in your life. I'm trying my best to grey rock. It's the hardest at night. And I agree. She is horrible and I'm just as shocked by her as I was with him. Thank you for the book recommendations. My first thought about your husband when I read your story was what an $8 hole. You can get through this. You might also post on survivinginfidelity.com. It's a community like this one where the wisdom runs deep. I will take a look. Thank you. Don't know if you will get a chance to read this since phones and electronics will be taken away for the first 3 days in most places. Best advice I have is to take this time to work on you. Nothing else matters. Be honest and speak freely. They are there to help you, let them. Chronic pain feeds off negativity. Cut these people from your life. They don't deserve you. They are the lowest and cannot better you or your life. You'll be amazed at how much better you'll feel once you work through the trauma they've inflicted on you. Good luck to you. My thoughts, prayers, if you'll take them, and heart go out to you. Thank you so much for your kind words. That's so rough. I am sorry for you. Others will post about what actions you take. I am going to post about how you feel right now. I am going to tell you the truth, internet stranger. I have no reason to lie. If you just persist through the emotional pain, there is light up ahead. I promise you, you will have joy again. I am not saying now or even tomorrow, but you have a hell of a lot of life left to live. A good, wonderful, exciting life. Others will tell you the same thing. You have to have the courage to at least intellectually allow yourself to believe, or even if you can't do that, act on it like it will happen. Even if it is an act of faith. You have to fight. So many of us are on the other side of this, living in the beautiful valley, and what we are doing here is going into the dark woods where you are right now and encouraging you. If you just follow the path, you will get to the valley where we are. Unfortunately, you just have to walk forward though the dark woods right now. That is why I am here, because I made it through the woods and I want to help others trapped or afraid. I know you don't believe that, I didn't either. When I was cheated on, I was sure I had missed my one chance at love. That my life would be one lonely existence. I was very wrong. I now see that where I ended up was better. But at the time I didn't know enough to know that. I wish I had a time machine so I could show you, but I am so confident that you will get through this and be happy again, if you resolve to push forward, that I feel like I kinda do. I would never minimize your pain, but you must have courage for your daughter. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear or pain, it's moving forward even though you feel fear and pain. It gets better, if you move on from him. I promise you there will be a day when all this is a terrible thing that happened to you. It might make you mad, or even sad, but it won't cause you the pain you feel now. I know you don't believe that, but I also know it's true. None of us can even imagine what you are going through, but I will tell you that therapy, making new friends, and when you feel ready for casual dating, will help you ease back into life. Stay strong. This is such an awful situation and a double betrayal. With friends like this, who needs enemies? They don't deserve you. That being said, you are more resilient than you realize, and there is hope for your future. I'm glad you're doing an inpatient program, and I think it will be good to unravel the doubt you have about being alone. Trust me, being alone is far preferable to being with someone who doesn't appreciate you. It's far preferable to be friendless than to have a friend who would stab you in the back. Your daughter needs you. Imagine the grown-up version of her going through the same thing. What would you tell her? How would you be there for her? Then be there for yourself in the same way. This isn't a reflection on you, but the shitty people in your life. They are trash, and you can find better friendships and a better relationship. The best revenge is a life well lived. Go through the motions of taking care of yourself, and eventually you'll start feeling so much better. Take it one day at a time. Thank you so much. The advice about my daughter really hits home, and I appreciate that so much. It is tough, but each day feels just a little bit easier. Someday you'll look back on this as a good thing, the day you got away from toxic people and reinvented your life. You've got this. Chin up. I don't have much to say but to tell you that you will be better. As the other commenter said, you need therapy. Focus on work, get new hobbies. He's not worth losing your life. You have people who love you, you have your child. Good luck up, and just believe that everything will be fine. Dear, life is not about the fall you had, is also more importantly how you get up from it. Do not you believe even those whom has no one to love survived, cause you have to love yourself before living others. Don't let yourself down, your girl loved ones is counting on you. Heart, take care. An intensive outpatient therapy program helped me a bunch. It's a good thing. Read Tracy Shawn's Chump Lady blog. One day at a time. It will take a while and a lot of therapy, but you can get through this nightmare that has become your life. Just take each day as it comes. Start getting exercise. Drink plenty of fluids. Take up that hobby your WH made you stop, or, alternatively, take up a new one. Get yourself into therapy immediately before you do something you'll forever regret. No cheating piece of crap is worth taking your life over. You can get better because you deserve better. You just have to believe in yourself that better men exist rather than this low life. Look up limerence, the unreal love that is overpowering. Some best friend and a husband you have there. Surprised you didn't think of your daughter when feeling suicidal, very much like neither of the lovebirds thought of you as well. These are both examples of how powerful altered states of consciousness truly are. It is nearly always that the affair partners are already well known to one another. Co-worker, ex, BFF, relatives even. The following article outlines how these affairs happen. https://www.goodtherapy.org/blog/truthsworkplaceaffair/ Best of luck to you. Get your daughter and go home to your family. Give up on playing the pick-me dance. Turn you back on both of them, like they no longer matter, and move on. Divorce them both. Having evidence of their affair is important in some divorces. You want this man but you do not need him. You can do this. He is not the man you thought he was. He is a liar and a cheat, and he lied to your own family rather than sharing the truth and helping you to receive the love and support you need from your loved ones. Your best friend showed her true colors. Cut her dead and focus on your own health and your beautiful daughter. I can never tell my kid's godmother that I do not forgive her for her suicide. She wasn't here to meet my daughter, love my daughter, play with my daughter. My son and I lay on the couch and watch all of her favorite movies on her anniversary and cry for what we're missing out on. What she's missing out on. When you take your own life, your pain and suffering doesn't go away, it gets handed off to those that love you, and we that are left shoulder your pain on top of ours and the guilt that we weren't there to stop you. Your little one needs you right now and forever. Please continue your therapy program and take your time to heal. I don't know you, but please stay earthside. Too many people love you and you will be missed. 20. Let's start with the obvious. Your STBXH is a slithering coward. You must understand this in your soul. Your ex-BFF is a despicable slithering coward to have done this behind your back. You have in fact not had him in your corner for years. Whatever the appearance is, your STBXH has not really been there. His insensitivity to the damage he has done should make you think about how you feel about reacting to his lame attempts at undermining your self-esteem and shattering your ego. I don't imagine it's any fun to have to speak to his mommy because he hasn't the cojones to speak to you directly. You have to get your stuff together now. The understanding that you will gain in therapy will certainly help you work through this SHT show. You have to find some techniques to calm down. You have had the world meltdown, but you can't. Your daughter will need a mother. FFS, would you want your ex-BFF to become her mother by default? This really is the worst possible scenario. Your ex's sense of right and wrong, truth and lies, honor and scumbaggery, are utterly absent or faked at best. You have had a horror show hit you. While you are upset, please do not drink alcohol, and if you can ease back on the smoking, that would be really good for you. 2 packs a day is excessive, and you will hurt yourself. Exercise is good, but at this point, trying and take walks around the block, or choose to walk to the local store when getting bread and milk, or whatever keep us up to date. Reach out if you have to. Your daughter needs you, and you need to be there to help her grow into a healthy and honest woman. I don't think her dad will be up to the job. When you feel a little better, consider meditation, yoga, even CrossFit or bodybuilding. I can speak from experience that a heavy bag will allow you to clear some frustration. Use boxing gloves to not hurt yourself. Get well, stay well. You have a lot of future ahead of you. At some point 11 years you will be free from even having to speak to your STBXH. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.